The month of August is here. School is kicking back up, guys. It is hot, no matter where you're out in the country. But guys, there's fish biting. Welcome to the Fishing Coach YouTube channel. About to go over 5 August baits that I'm gonna have on my deck, and then I'm gonna throw no matter where I'm at throughout the country to help you out, guys, in catching more fish, targeting and catching bass, and having fun while doing it. So guys, my first one is a bait that I haven't got thrown much lately. And you've seen me talk about this little glide bait on my channel before. And I've caught some fish with it. I've not much made any content on it lately. But with iCast coming out and the small glide bait thing being the deal, this guy's right here is one of the first ones out there. It's the Bent Bill's custom little bender. Okay, and something about August. And in August, there's a lot happening. But for me, in my business of on the water lessons, teaching people how to catch bass offshore, catch bass with forward-facing sonar, this right here is, you don't need that. Like, this is a bait to where I'm gonna go fish docks, I'm gonna go fish shallow cover, I'm gonna go fish seawalls on the lake. I'm in a lake right now with a bunch of docks, seawalls. This is something, guys, that any of you can go catch a bass with. And it could be a pond, it could be river, creeks. The guy that created this made this to where, I mean, they were catching fish off the bank at Beaver. And so that's one thing that I've not thrown it much lately is, as much as I use forward facing and throw the glide baits, I really think I have more success, definitely with this guy, when I'm not really using the screen, just going and fishing. And so that's why I'm gonna share that with y'all. This is a great month. August, there's a lot of fish going up shallow still. There's still fish deep, but there's been some schools already deep, and they kind of start getting broken up. And some of those big ones go up shallow, and they're cruising for 1 or 2 big meals a day. And this little glide bait is perfect for where I'm at, located here in Hot Springs, guys. I'll put information on this down below. Now, one thing I'll tell you about this glide bait, though, I know it's a $100 glide bait. As you all see, it's like there's $40, $50 glide baits. They're expensive. I'm using a light line. This is 12-pound test. And you're like, Jimmy, I would not throw this on 12-pound test. Where I'm fishing, I'm okay with it. If I'm fishing Lake Fork, Sam Rayburn, different story, okay? But where I'm at, you know, if I'm fishing Table Rock Lake, might even go to 10-pound test in some of that clean water. I'm throwing this on level NGX 7.3 medium moderate. It's a crankbait, a shallow crankbait rod, small crankbait rod, like a square bill, that type of deal. You want something with a good tip and good action. And this thing at times, you can reel it, and it's gonna work well, but I also like to twitch. I like to reel twitch, kind of get a little twitch in action. This thing doesn't sink fast. I've not mastered the sinking part on it yet. And I know for me, fishing offshore, as I mentioned, I don't like to throw glide baits as much, okay? People that fish with me see it. But the next one, talking about offshore. Now this is something too, you do not have to have live scope, but it helps. Now this right here is the core tackle hover rig with a freeloader. And I'm also gonna throw it on a Zoom fluke. We're gonna be looking more for a fluke bait. It's a 1/8 3/0 hook. Okay, so 1/8 ounce 3/0 for core tackle. But what I'm doing is chasing schooling fish with this. My lakes here's a bunch of schooling action, and depending where you're at in the country, if you have fish that are starting to school, they're getting in these big groups and they're just blowing up on bait fish out there in open water or on points or flats. This right here is a great lure to target them. Okay, now I'm going to show another bait here in a minute. We'll throw at them too. But the thing about this is, last year I had 2 kids catch their personal best on this lake. I'm at Lake Hamilton right now in schooling fish. They're 4-pounders. But guys, like, what this is when they're blowing up, typically some of your smaller ones you hear are blowing up on the ones up top, right? And some of them better fish are down below. This thing is, you're twitching. I like to go a twitch, pause, twitch, pause. And when you're twitching it, it's gliding through the water, then it just kind of floats. And I think some of them bigger ones down below is like, oh look, there's one that's them babies ain't getting, and they just go up and eat it. I have it on the freeloader. Like I said, I throw on the fluke and others. I do like a loop knot with it just to try to give it a little bit different action. I'm throwing this on a 7.1 NGX medium light fast. Okay, it's also my jig head minnow rod. But guys, one thing, guys, with the hover rig, I like it as in when I'm gonna let that thing glide more in the water. That minnow, jig head minnow, you're just twitching it, twitch. This is more of that kind of gliding kind of action with it, guys. So this is going to be like twitch, let that thing kind of go, twitch, let that thing kind of go. Because there's times when you're shaking that minnow, they're just not coming up and committing. Like, they're looking at it. Sometimes they want that thing stopping, coming back in their face, and that jig head goes under them. This stays kind of right there. I also like the 3/64 ounce weight as well. It's a smaller hook, but I like that one as well. So if they're not hitting this, I'll go to that. And that smaller hook, I'm not seeing my new partners, which is rensselaincounty.com with Ferguson's Property. Guys, in 2016, when I was coaching football. Me and my wife moved back to the Saline County area. We moved to Benton, and we had a hard time finding a rent house. We were looking in Haskell. We were looking in Benton, and we didn't have the contacts. We didn't know what to do, and we could not find a rent house, so we ended up having to buy a home. We weren't ready to buy a home. We had to have our family help co-sign us, go through the process. We just were young and could not do it at that time. So guys, with rentsalinecounty.com in the Haskell area, Benton area, Saline County, Bryant area, there is a bunch of properties right here on a website. You can fill out your information. But guys, not just that. If you know somebody, that's what I just want you guys to keep in mind. If you know somebody moving in the area, we're about to have a Buc-ee's in Haskell. Wow, a Buc-ee's. So it's going to bring people in, okay, to the area. So if you know one of these people that's looking, go check out rentsalinecounty.com and see if there's a house or a budget that can fit your needs. Scared of, because when they're eating it, they're eating it. Okay guys, the next one, let's go, we're going to switch up a little bit. Big crankbait. Love a big crankbait when it's hot. Okay, this is not going to be a numbers deal. This is going to be a big fish deal. And this right here is the Profound Outdoors. It's the Z-Boss. It's the 24 size. I've been having this one on and 2 other crankbaits. I caught some fish actually on this the other day. My one Z-Boss that was really tore up, I lost it finally. And I've caught a lot of fish with it, but it's kind of gone. So what I like to do is target rock, your standing wood in that like 10 to 20 foot range on flats and drops. I'm throwing this on 12-pound test. I made a big video all about the deep crankbait. And you're saying, Jimmy, you're throwing this giant crankbait on 10-foot flats? Yes. I'm getting this down there. I'm on the bottom. I'm hitting all the cover. I'm trying to create reaction strikes from big fish. And so that's why I like throwing this in brush piles. I had someone the other day ask me about brush piles, and like, I mean, I've had some good trips with it in August on brush piles. Or 6XD, 8XD, not just this one, okay? I throw a lot of different crankbaits. That's a big one. But it just seems like with me right now, I mean, I just don't fish brush near as much as I used to. Throwing this on the 7.9, medium, heavy, moderate, 12-pound test, as I mentioned earlier. Big crankbait, catches big fish. Okay, now, the next one. Now, this one is one that you don't need live scope, once again. Okay, you can go without live scope now, but if you've been fishing with me on my on-the-water, offshore lessons, live scope lessons, you've seen a lot of this in the last month. It's a Zara Spook. Now, I've been throwing a bigger Zara Spook, but I tied this one on just for today to try it. And this is just the Super Spook Junior, but I really like the big Zara Spook. So this is one, once again, you can fish it shallow, your flat points, your flats, your drops that are shallower. What we've been doing lately is actually looking at fish in like 4 to 6 foot on drops, or just under the surface, like they're on a ledge. Let's say the ledge is 12 foot ledge. They're up there in 4 foot. We're throwing this dude over them, catching them. I've had people come down from across the states. They're seeing this. It's pretty cool. I've had people tell me to make videos on it. But me just talking about it's enough. If you want to come see it in action, come on. And so this has been a pretty fun bite. And that's just a deal from just live scope, okay? We've done it on our clear lakes like Ouachita down the road. We pull them out of trees and stuff. But even that stained water, man, there's times they just want this big old walking bait going across them. And so that's been fun. All I'm going to say there, but once again, you don't need a live scope. You can just go fish this thing or go throw it. But guys, if you're fishing drops, ledges, and you see schools of fish, and they're not eating your crankbait, they're not eating your worm, try topwater, okay? Try topwater. Now the last one. Want to make a guess? Flutter spoon. You guys know I love the flutter spoon. I'm throwing it year round, but it has been a player for me this summer. We've had a very, very fun summer with it, and actually May through on, and it's going to continue to be a player through August. Once again, as earlier, you have the glide bait, which is a big bait, big crankbait. You kind of see that this time of year is a time to throw big baits. And I was talking to the game and fish biologist earlier, okay? Game fish biologist. And like last week, and he mentioned how, like, from their tournament reports, how there's so many big bass weighed in during the month of August for the Arkansas tournaments. But like he also mentioned, they're not at their biggest. He's like, dude, like these things are like skinny, the water's 90. He's like, but dude, some giants get weighed in. There's something about them big fish getting caught during this month, guys. So don't miss out on it. Don't think it, and I'm trying to even think, I've caught some big fish in this month. Lately it's been like, man, it's crazy how I fished a lot this winter, We only caught, I think only caught 1 over 7 this winter. But from May on, dude, we've caught some 7s, 8s. This is in Arkansas, okay, guys, which are big fish on multiple lakes. And so hopefully that'll continue in August, guys. I'm throwing this on the 7-10. Okay, medium, heavy, moderate, fast, 20-pound test. I have a lot of videos on the spoon. I'm throwing this everywhere. Okay, I'm using forward-facing, straight exclusively with this. And like I said, I haven't had a video come out earlier this week where I caught him with this dude. And so, guys, wanting more information on the spoon, some questions, and I got other videos out there. I'll put them down in the links. If you have a question on the spoon, put it down there, guys. So, appreciate you guys. Now let's go to the Faith Juice. What up, everybody? Welcome to the Faith Juice part of the episode. Okay, where I share motivation piece, scripture, something on my heart. I'm just going to kind of go something on my heart real quick. Because my last Faith Juice was like 6 minutes, so we got let's keep it a little fast one here. But guys, so I read the other day the average life expectancy, I think, in America is 76 right now. So 38 is 50% of it. All right, or half. People typically think 50 is half because we're going to live to 100, right? But how many people actually live to 100? And so this just had me thinking, as I'm 33, 38's like right there. Like the last 3 years of my life went fast after having kids. And then the next 5 will be fast too. So it just made me think of, because we really don't know how long we're going to live. We don't. We'd like to live long here on this earth, or some people do, some people don't. I know, as people that have strong faith, they say, and even me, like, hey, I know where I'm going if I pass, but we as humans don't want to miss out on what's here and this life we're living. Even though we read in the Bible what's to come, but we don't want to miss out. And like, it's just something to think on. And like, I say this as in it could be your kids, wife, grandkids, like just there's this stuff in this world. And so with that, as I'm over here like, wow, like I could be gone tomorrow, or I could be gone at 76 or 100. I don't know. But this whole Faith Juice is going to be is make every day matter. Do not let one go to waste. And you hear that, right? You hear it. But sometimes we just get caught up in the emotions. And so are you caught up in the emotions right now? That's my question for you. Are you caught up in it at work, in your marriage, father, husband, grandkid, whatever it is? You could be 18 years old and you can be caught up in the emotions. 16, 17, 45. And I just think we have seasons of life where we're caught up in the motions. And so think about it, then go even more further. Ask yourself, am I caught up in the motions? And it could be a lot of different ways. But think of it where it's at your heart right now, what you're going on in your season of life. Appreciate you guys. It's hot outside. Thank you for watching the Fish Coach YouTube channel. I'm looking at that fish right there. Be cool to catch one of those in August, but probably not in Arkansas or a lot of places, okay? Or one of those. But what's more important is our life and how we spend it on this earth, making an impact. Okay, guys? Go make an impact. Go be great. We'll see you on the next one.